Hello everyone, how's it going today? Back with some updates on various different things here. Start with there is a revised version of the Merc MX15 on the workshop now. It replaced the existing blueprint. Um, this one adds a shield, new storage, pretty much all the Alpha 10 features, and kind of a new interior on it. So I'll just take a quick walk inside here a minute. It's similar, but the same features, like it has the two passenger seats with the armor lockers and things like that. But I did reduce the constructors that it had in it, but added like 5K ammo storage, and then it's got 8K regular storage built in, plus 11 large cargo boxes. And of course, Wi-Fi and detector and a shield, which is over here, protected tank. Well, I had that already with the warp drive, so that's nothing really new, but just kind of an overall refit of it to get it up to new specs. And one of the other new features is a drone hatch, so standard type like I did on some of the other vehicles. So that is about it with that. And that one is, if you already have that blueprint, it should update your blueprint on your hard drive, I do believe. So here, let me get out of God mode. On the next little thing, Scarab-SHM2, kind of worked on this a little bit. I screwed something up. Well, it's got a minor issue and a more of a major issue. Major issue is that I kind of built a lot of the hull or the frame out of cargo storage extensions, but I did it wrong. Essentially I have like the harvest all on one side and the storage on another side. And what happens is when you fill this up, it starts to tilt to one side, and that is I understand why it's happening, and I kind of screwed up. I didn't think about that when I was building it, and I probably should have. So I need to rework this a little bit. Also, I forgot to put in Wi-Fi. This was brought up, and I really appreciate the people that were taking a look at it and testing it. It gave me a lot of good information and heads up on that. So I'm going to try to get those things worked out before I think about putting this out to the workshop. I'll probably have another updated version of this, so before that's done, to friends only. And then I got working on this Alien CV some more and started doing some texturing on it. And I kind of I spawned in this base so I could kind of get like the color and the themes and try to remember exactly what I had going on with the other part. Now I did rework some of the blocks on the front when I was doing this, trying to refine things, make things work a little better with texturing. One of the bigger parts that I mess with are these front arms, and I added mining to it. So now it has actually 6 mining drills, and something this big and this expensive, and probably expensive to operate. I give it every advantage so it can get resources out from asteroid belts and things like that, because this is going to be a very expensive ship, no doubt, and quite big. But it does have mining now, and I was kind of working through a lot of this different stuff here and trying to get things textured. And this is just the first run on textures. I'll probably do little tweaks later on, but I'm trying to get kind of a mass filled right now and the general look of it. And I'm just kind of going around from one part to another and kind of working on individual sections at a time. And then it runs out of power. That is something with this. Currently it doesn't have much in fuel tanks, and I got it just flying in the air. So yeah, it's sucking power like there's no tomorrow right now. But yeah, I hope you like how it's coming so far. I'm sort of getting excited now, I guess. Well, I was kind of excited, but it's a major project, and I just got to keep on doing a little bit at a time and whatnot. I am thinking about doing some other kind of texture tutorial, maybe address like another chunk. I think the next part I want to look at getting worked and textured is probably this top area up here, and I'll just kind of keep on working through this as I go. I haven't textured like this part here yet, And I'm also still contemplating on how I could possibly run some quick deploy like bottom mount docks for either SVs or HVs, or maybe a universal, so there's a SV and a HV that could work with them. And my idea right now is, especially where I got this little bit of room here, I was actually thinking about having like a ceiling, maybe a little bit higher than what that is, and then where you could kind of come in with a vehicle and then top dock it, like somewhere around here. And then it would have to be airtight, of course, inside of there, and access for the player to get out of the vehicle. But then when it's parked in there, you could, even if this thing was like up in the air like it is now, you could simply drop down to the drop right out of the ship down to the surface. Now I did test that a long time ago with the Orthos and the Deimos tank, where the Deimos tank could mount to the bottom of the Orthos on the back. And if the Orthos is up in the air and you're sitting inside of the tank, you can launch right from it and fall down to the ground. It's actually quite safe too, because you get a little bit of control, and it's almost kind of like you're parachuting down to the ground with some control. And it doesn't hurt when you hit the ground either, so that's a good thing. But that's pretty much what I wanted to go over today. And yeah, I want to get working on some more of this. I'm feeling better about it. I mean, it's an enormous project, and it's going to take a while, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. And I know I'm breaking all the rules with this too. It's going to be above size class. It does not care about CPU. I'm just building this to be, I don't know, what it is, I guess. So not going to be something faint. It probably can't get used on a lot of servers due to the fact that it's going to be oversized class 10 easily. Expecting still somewhere between probably size class 14 and 16, I would estimate at this time, but it's hard to say. One advantage though that might help a little bit with the size class, however it's still going to be above 10, is the fact that a lot of the interior area, especially back in here, I'm really thinking about a lot of open architecture. So I'm not going to have quite as many rooms or walls, at least in this back part. Now up here, yes, due to being a large CV, I'm probably going to go with my standard of about 144 grow plots, and that's what I did on the biggest ships I've built, like the Persis and the Cerberus NG. I really don't feel the need to go above that though, and that's even kind of excessive how it is. But I guess if you're playing co-op and you got, 2 to 4 players with you, well, you all got, a good amount of farm plots and could produce enough food for a nice crew. So that's the thinking behind it. Single player really doesn't need it unless you're a hoarder, and that's fun too, because I actually like to do that. Collect plants and grow so many of each kind just to say that I did, even if I never even use them. But, who knows? There might be new plants in the future and new things to grow, and more grow plots is kind of nice to have. But anyway, I hope you like how it's coming along so far, and I might do another tutorial on, just kind of a work in progress thing on getting another part of this thing textured either later today or tomorrow. So that might probably will be out. I want to keep working on this thing until I get this thing done. Other than that, and as in the other Alien stuff, shortly, probably in a few days, I think the first release is going to be this Creel Ghast, and then I will try to fit in the miner and the tank, and then eventually this base, and these will all be in a new collection. Probably call it like a Military Survival Series Alien Edition or something like that. So it'll be, recognizable at least. So anyway, you all have a good day. Thanks a lot.